Part 2. Once the circus cleared out, I grabbed my groceries and headed to the house across from the old Hamilton house. Inside, Joshua Jed was deep in a conference call. The second he saw me, he muted the call and smiled, taking the grocery basket out of my hands. I told you to wait so we could go together. Aren't you tired? I shook my head and trailed him into the kitchen. I grabbed groceries and snagged some footage for my videos. You cook, I buy seems fair. Joshua suddenly stopped short, and I bumped straight into his back. He turned, bent down a little, and gave my nose a quick pinch. You little troublemaker. Since when do you make the meals around here? I heard some noise outside. What happened? I pursed my lips, thinking back. Lex showed up, said he came to take me back, but I let him have it. Joshua's frown was instant, still as thoughtless as ever. Not a bad idea, though. That kid needs a reminder of where he stands. I raised a brow. That's all he had to say. Joshua just grinned. Before I could react, he scooped me up into his arms and carried me straight toward the bedroom. I know all about your past with him, he said, voice low. Maybe I'm a little jealous, but what matters is that you're here with me now. Then his lips were on mine, warm, steady, and absolutely consuming. I didn't even stand a chance. I saw Lex again a month later at Gigi Gomez's engagement party. She was my best friend and had driven all the way to the countryside to invite me, practically begging. How could I say no? Seeing Lex and Ivana there didn't exactly shock me. The second Gigi spotted them, she pulled me behind her like a hen shielding her chick and flagged down Waylon Arnold, her fiancé and unfortunately, one of Lex's friends, to deal with it. Meanwhile, Gigi dragged me to a quiet corner. Addie, I'm so sorry. I totally spaced on the fact they might show up. I smiled, shaking my head. After years tangled up with the Hamiltons, it wasn't a shock we still moved in the same circles. It's fine. I stopped caring a long time ago, I said, keeping my tone easy. Besides, I'm married now. Gigi's jaw dropped. You're what? Married? How did I not know this? 6 months ago. She stared for a beat, then cracked up, laughing so loud heads turned. I knew it. A girl like you wouldn't waste her life on someone like Lex. This is exactly how it should be. We don't need guys like him. But as she laughed, her eyes turned red. I knew she was happy for me. Back when Ivana first showed up, Gigi had tried to knock some sense into me, but I wouldn't hear it. I was dead set on running full speed into that train wreck, no matter how bad it hurt. Now, I'd finally let go. Once her tears dried, she shot me a playful glare. So why didn't you bring your hubby for me to meet? What? I'm not your bestie anymore. He's on a business trip, I said with an apologetic smile. He'll be back tonight. Next time, I'll bring him and treat you to dinner. Gigi nodded like that was the only acceptable answer. Then, out of nowhere, she grabbed my hand, dragged me to the center of the room, and snatched up the microphone. Everyone, I have another piece of good news to share today, she said, grinning. She pulled me closer and with a dramatic flourish introduced me. This is my best friend Audrey Ave. And guess what? She's married. Let's all congratulate her. The second she finished, the room fell dead silent. Most of the people at the engagement party were from the same social circle. Naturally, plenty of them knew Lex Hamilton once had a fiancé named Audrey Ave, and they definitely hadn't heard anything about Lex tying the knot. Gigi, eating up the tension like her favorite snack, shot the crowd a teasing smile. What's the deal? My bestie gets married, and y'all can't even crack a smile? That snapped everyone out of it. Suddenly, the room was full of forced grins and overly cheerful voices. Of course we're happy. Congratulations, congratulations. Wishing you both a lifetime of happiness and a house full of kids. I kept a polite smile plastered on, nodding as the chorus of well wishes washed over me. Then Ivana showed up, wine glass in hand. She wore that fake worried look, her voice soft. Audrey, you've been living in the countryside for the past 2 years. Getting married so suddenly. Are you sure you weren't tricked by someone? I know you're still upset about Lex sending you there, but he did it for your own good. You're still young. Don't make impulsive decisions just because you're angry. Marriage isn't something you rush into. I didn't even try to hold back. Ivana, aren't you being a little nosy? Even if I married a pig, it'd still be none of your business. God, I couldn't stand her. She'd always pulled this act, pretending to care about my well-being, when we both knew she couldn't stand me. Back when I lived at the Hamilton mansion, she played the role of the sweet, considerate girl who just wanted everyone to get along. Meanwhile, I became the villainess, the one no one could stand. And her, she turned into the understanding, gentle angel they all adored. I'd seen through her act a long time ago. At this point, it was exhausting. Right on cue, Ivana's eyes turned red, like I'd personally wounded her. And here came the knight in tarnished armor, Lex.